There you go.
I guess the next thing would be cradling. So back to how you hold the stick gently. When you cradle, again, kind of like mechanics of what you're thinking about doing, the way the ball is kept in your pocket under contact, people checking and poking at your stick and not dropping out, is it's just like when you're in your car and you go around a corner a little too fast and everyone gets smashed into the outside door. You know, your kids used to play the corner game. That's your ball in here. Every motion of the head of a lacrosse stick is an arc. Almost never in lacrosse is the head of your stick moving in a straight and linear motion. It's either this arc when you're passing or shooting and catching, it's this arc, or it's an arc this way in a circle with the head when you're cradling. Right? No straight motions in lacrosse. Everything's on a curve. Whether it's over this way with passing shooting or the curve is this way when you're cradling. Because as I do that, I'm driving the ball down into the pocket and securing it. It should get heavier in your stick. So how do you start that cradle? You get your hands in that nice position. You have the hand relaxed like I was saying up here. And it's 3 joints all add up to each other to give the speed of the cradle. The faster it turns, the harder it drives it in. And it's just like a bullwhip or a fishing rod or a pitcher in baseball, right? It starts in the center, closer to your body, the joints move less, and then they add onto each other to create speed at the end. And what I'm talking about there is the cradling starts in the joints that are involved are your shoulder, your elbow, and your wrist. So I move my shoulder a little bit, I move my elbow a little bit more, and I move my wrist a lot. And when you look at all 3 of those as they go together, what that translates to is a lot of motion of the head, right? So I start up here, wrist cocked, elbow flexed a little bit, shoulders a little bit forward. As I come down, shoulder goes back, elbow extends, wrist extends, and I move the head. I don't know if you can see it. I'm moving the head through more than 180 degrees, 270, right? It starts here, it's facing the ground. If you watch the head as I do this, it comes all the way down, and now it's facing up. So it's 180 degrees it's going through in one motion, but they all got to be stacked on each other. It's a little shoulder, a little elbow, and a lot of wrist. My wrist should open and close almost as much as it can while I'm cradling. Back to the ball. So what you start out like this and you do little motions, just maybe a little bit with your wrist, feel that, and it's driving in there. And then as you get a little more exaggerated, work your elbow into it, and then your shoulder, and pretty soon I can move the stick as hard as I want. The ball doesn't come out, right? Another thing on that arc, you'll notice that arc is this way. I don't open up the face and swing this way because that sprays the ball out, right? So it's all perpendicular to where the pocket is, and that arc going keeps it driven in there. Now I can do this any direction once I get more comfortable, so I can cradle anywhere I want, and realize that in lacrosse, you'll notice the better players after they've been playing a little while, they never move with the head of their stick not moving. When you see someone catch and do this, that's what we call egg in a teacup, or they're running down the field and they're running like this, just trying to keep it balanced in there. It doesn't work. The only way to keep the ball in your stick in lacrosse is for that head to be moving in an arc all the time, basically driving the ball into the pocket and keeping it there. Whether I'm just standing waiting for a pass or running, cradling is how I keep the ball in my pocket. Next thought on other part of cradling is when you're cradling, my butt hand doesn't really do much. I don't try and do a lot of cradling motions with my butt hand and work the head of the stick. It basically is a relaxed pivot that lets the stick spin in that butt hand. I don't move my butt hand. My butt hand is like you have it stuck in the ground and it just pivots. All the cradling motion comes from the top hand, whether it's left or right.